How's it going, you kinetic called homies, and welcome back to HJC Games. You got Hayden here as expected, and he's got the only other thing you'd expect, Kaldheim Collector Booster Box number 2. The Phyrexia and Vore is in here, so let's go ahead and get started. We did our first one earlier in the week. It was a pretty solid box, you know, like 130, 140 in value, something like that. Not bad at all. Let's see if we can top that. There's a lot of cards we haven't actually seen. Very exciting. So, always got news. And first news I want to start out with is actually, you know, you might think it would be Shining Fates. Shining Fates comes out tomorrow in the US, but I actually want to talk about Time Spiral Remastered. Fearless Pup, Story Seeker, Sulphur's Mine, Bind the Monster, Cinderheart Giant. Hold on, let me get my piles in order first and foremost. Lands. All right, Serpent Souljar. Wow, Nils Ham doing great as always. Look at that. That's incredible. Vore, God of Kinship. Narfi, Betrayer King. Torolf, God of Fury. Look at how metal that is. That's amazing. Torolf's Hammer. Harald, King of Skimfar, and Cosmos Elixir. Draw a card if your life total is greater than your starting life total. This card is garbage. Okay. So the number one thing I want to talk about is actually Time Spiral Remastered. And technically, Time Spiral Remastered is the next set for Magic. Strixhaven is the next, like, standard set, official set, master set, whatever you, or not master set, expert level set, whatever you want to call it. And Blood Sky Massacre, Elvish Warmonger, these are going over here. I love this art. Arnie Brokenbow, very cool. Svella, very cool Toski, another Svella, and Graven Lore. So, Time Spiral Remastered is the next Masters set. Think Double Mastered, think Commander Legends, those sorts of things. And it's coming out next month. It's coming out roughly around the same time Battle Styles is, March, I think, 19th. And the big news here is, you know, to absolutely everyone's surprise, we have production issues. And now I know what you're thinking. Production issues on a modern Magic Masters set? What are you talking about? Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. Love that. Good job, Alana. Alana, you killed that. Excellent. And I know you're shocked by that. Of course you're shocked by that. Why wouldn't you be shocked by that? Cosima, God of the Voyage. But what it's looking like is allocations about, I think it's about half of what Double Masters was. So the big takeaway there is get your pre-orders in. If you see pre-orders, go for it. I know they've been looking expensive. You know, I saw Amazon had them for $150, which I thought was overpriced, so I didn't get in on that. And now I have big regrets. This is our first Planeswalker. No, it's not, because technically Valky is a Planeswalker. But this is our first only Planeswalker, and our first Planeswalker not in a full art frame. Tyvar Kell. Also, you control F tap, add black. Very cool. Well, I'm going to read this real quick. You gain haste until end of turn, and you draw 2 cards. That's a very good effect for casting an elf spell. Very, very cool. Let's put that goes over here. You go over here. You go over here. And Magda, Brazen Outlaw. And so, you know, I saw that 150 and I thought that was a little high. I thought, you know, these are draft booster boxes. I don't think they have anything but draft booster boxes. I haven't seen any collectors or anything like that. This is supposed to be a primarily draft experience, which is, you know, very different than what we've been experiencing lately when it comes to openings, because draft boxes are just not what you want to open. Another mythic, All-Ruined God of the Cosmos. This is Odin. And on the back, Haka, Whispering Raven. Very nice. And so, because of that, I kind of hesitated. But it looks like 150 is actually a really solid price for all of this. So, getting 150, I get this confused with Ryan. I apologize. So, getting this for 150 is exactly what you're looking for. And this is, it's not going to be a one-to-one reprint of the Time Spiral set. I don't know if they've ever remastered a set in paper. They've remastered sets on Magic Online and Magic Arena, and the general gist is they take the most important cards from the set, the most notable, the most interesting cards, and, you know, they reprint them in, like, a draftable, wow, look at this. This is out of this world. Alrun's Epiphany, 5 double blue, sorcery, create 2/1/1 blue bird creature tokens with flying, take an extra turn after this one. That is sweet. This art, Vulcan Baga, killing it as always. You can kind of see this is Vulcan. He does a lot of, like, if you look at some of his Mox works, he does a lot of this kind of ripple effect and this prismatic effect. Awesome work, Vulcan, as always. One of the best artists in the Magic sphere right now, I would say. Excellent. Excellent. Full art foil Blightstep pathway. That's got to be like 10 or 15 bucks. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And so what Time Spiral Remastered will be is it will be the core cards from Time Spiral Remastered, augmented with possibly some new cards, but also possibly some reprints that make the draft environment better. So it's meant for limited play, but it's Time Spiral. There's going to be all sorts of crazy, crazy reprints in there. And, you know, it won't be as many as, you know, as possible because Simeon Spirit Guide got banned yesterday. Tybalt's Trickery. Awesome, awesome. Full art Tybalt's Trickery. This has to fetch a few bucks. Very cool. So instead, what you're going to get is a fun sort of draft experience. So if you like drafting, if you actually like, you know, playing Magic with friends in a limited environment, get on that because it's going to get really, really hard to buy. I've got 2 draft booster boxes on the way. One will be for playing and one will be for actually opening on the channel. This card isn't worth shit. Burning Rune Demon, 4 black, flying. When at ETBs, search your library for exactly 2 cards not named this that have different names. If you do reveal those cards, opponent chooses one of them, put the chosen card in your hand and the other in your graveyard, then shuffle your library. This is just too slow. This is a very slow Gifts Ungiven, which isn't going to cut it in any format. The next thing I want to talk about, basically done with Time Spiral Remastered, is the MTG Arena Open. That is also happening tomorrow. I think it's either tomorrow or Saturday, Friday or Saturday. I don't fully remember. It actually might be Saturday. And again, that is a limited open. So they've never done a limited open before. So if you're a limited player and that gets you excited, make sure you sign up for that. It is going to be sealed. So, you know, if sealed's not your jam, Faceless Haven, pretty cool. I really like this art. It's kind of terrifying. So if sealed's not your jam, sorry, but they said they don't have the technology to actually do draft opens yet, which is kind of crazy. They can just shove you in the normal draft queue and then you can just use that. But you know, whatever, Wizards. So they do have best of 3 sealed up right now, this is like the first time they've ever had best of 3 sealed in Arena, which is really cool. I think sealed is a really fun best of 3 format because of like transformative sideboards, and you come into the sideboard 4 packs and you come back out, you know, you were a green-blue control and now you're a red-white aggro and your opponent's like, what? So I really like that. So I highly recommend, I haven't seen this Village Rites yet. So I recommend checking that out. Recommend getting a little bit of practice in if you're going to play it. It's obviously going to help you out quite a good bit to get your practice in ahead of time. I'll be playing it as well. I'll make sure to record some of that, put that up on the channel so you all can see kind of what that experience was like. Another Burning Rune Demon, very popular this opening. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? Let's talk about price moves. Nice, nice, nice. Love this art. So far, I've actually noticed some prices are going up. These are around rares in some of the less popular mythics, which, you know, basically means things that aren't like Valky, God of Lies, and Vorinclex and all of that. And I've seen them shifting up as much as $3, $4, or even $5. There are plenty of cards that are, you know, dropping and plummeting is what I've noticed. Those are your typical rares, things like Draugr Necromancer and the sort. But so far, not too bad. I mean, this isn't Commander Legends when it comes... Nice, nice, nice. This is a good pull. You know, obviously this in foil would be probably worth about, I would guess, 25, 30 bucks. But I would think this is worth 10 or 15. This is a really cool card. Very, very cool. Another pathway. These lands are doing good. These lands are still fetching like $3 to $5. So far, so good. The big mythics are doing really well. 2 mythics. 2 full art mythics? 1 pack? Excellent, excellent. I don't know if Quakebringer's any good. Your opponents can't gain life. At the beginning of your upkeep, Quakebringer deals 2 damage to each opponent. This ability triggers only if Quakebringer's on the battlefield or if Quakebringer's in your graveyard and you control a giant. Okay. It only triggers in those 2 scenarios. Those are the only 2. Normally it would only trigger in one of those scenarios, but there's only 2. It's our second time getting a full art foil Haunted Voyage. It's not really what we want to pull. So, I mean, we didn't expect value to hit Commander Legends here. There's no scroll racks. There's no mana drains. There's no jeweled lotuses. But a big thing that did help was the bans. Bans came through earlier this week on Monday. And what might be the biggest ban of, like, all time. It was, I want to say it was like 15 cards or something like that. And the big highlight is every format got affected except Commander, Pauper, and Standard. So all over the place. And the big theme of this is Uro is dead forever. Uro got banned in every format. More mythics. Pulling tons of mythics. Uro got banned in every format but Vintage and Legacy. So he's already banned in Standard, that's Historic, that's Pioneer, that's Modern, all at once. And that was, you know, Uro's been a strong, oppressive card for a while, but to see him purged from so many formats all at once was, I think, a little bit shocking to a lot of people. We didn't really expect Wizards to kind of go that far. That's almost like drastic measures. But that has obviously shifted the meta a lot. That's going to take green-blue out. And let's see, what else was banned? So, other bans. Historic. Omnath. Banned from everything. He was suspended. Pioneer. Balustrade Spy. Balustrade Spy was used in the Oops All Spells deck. Teferi Time Raveler. Undercity Informer. Also Oops All Spells. Uro and Wilderness Reclamation. Wilderness Reclamation was just thrown in there because they were like, with Uro gone, Wilderness Reclamation is going to be oppressive. So that was free. Modern is Field of the Dead, Mystic Sanctuary, Simeon's Spirit Guide, Tybalt's Trickery, and Uro. That's huge. I mean, that gets rid of Tybalt's Trickery is a big new combo deck. Simeon's Spirit Guide hits Storm and combo hard. Field of the Dead was a lands control deck. A lot of decks just got annihilated. Legacy is Arkham's Astrolabe, Dreadhorde Arcanist, and Oko Thief of Crowns. That basically kills the Snowco deck entirely and the Rakdos Arcanist deck, so that's going to toss that format up into the air. You'll probably start seeing other things like Elves and more classic Legacy archetypes return to the forefront, you know, blue-white control, things like that, mono-green Cloud Post, whatnot. And in Vintage, Lurrus was actually unbanned. Good for you, Lurrus. The companion nerf, they believe, has fixed Lurrus, and Lurrus should be fine in Legacy. We'll see. You could still, like, you know, I mean, that's the thing, is now you can't Black Lotus and play Lurrus. You have to Black Lotus to get Lurrus out, which isn't going to, you know, cut it, because you're not playing him yet. So maybe he'll be fine. But all of those bans have very, very, very much so shifted up the meta. And with the meta shifted, Kaldheim prices are increasing. This gives Kaldheim cards more space to exist, more space to get played, all of that stuff. That's really good for Kaldheim. And this is good for Magic, but, like, good and bad. It's nice to alter the formats. It's really bad that they had to ban this many cards at once. That feels bad, and it's going to cost a lot of people a decent bit of money. But it's going to open up the meta, which is going to be worth it, and it's going to help Kaldheim. So that's an interesting thing that happened. And before I reveal this last card, last piece of news, Shining Fates comes out tomorrow. And even though we're in Kaldheim land, we should be getting product pretty soon. I got, this is Wednesday that I'm filming, and I got a notification that some of my product was shipped today. So if I'm lucky, I'll have something by Saturday or Sunday, and we will be able to do a Shining Fates opening pretty quickly. And I really want to get on that. Final card, give me that. Vore. Nice. I'm happy to close on a full art foil Bark Channel Pathway. Look at that. How beautiful. Unbelievable. And one of the things I really like about these full art foils is they don't really bend, in my experience. The foiling on both sides seems to balance out, and they don't bend nearly as bad. Not a bad opening. Decent number of mythics. That Goldspan Dragon. We got some solid full art foils here. Did we get a full art foil mythic? We got the Haunting Voyage. Did we get another one? The Burning Room Demon. The Blightstep Pathway. Got some pretty good full arts in here. Only 2 full art foil mythics. All right, folks, that's going to do it. As always, you can get these cards and many more over at hjc.cards. That'll take you to our TCG player. Buying our cards really supports us a lot, and we really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. But other than that, folks, I will be back soon. Should be a V-Battle deck video coming out sometime today. And I will see you all soon for Shining Fates and more Kaldheim. So until then, have a good night. And as always, be good to one another.